And
yeah,
there wasn't really much they could do it after a certain point. So even though we were talking about it, and Valdez kind of mentioned as well, it almost felt like they were trying to demoralize Nongshim. I don't think that Nongshim's mental is that weak. I think they will be able to bounce back.
let's hope so.
Because otherwise, today might be one of those days where we're like, yeah, it's a good thing we have these two teams in separate groups.
And that is kind of what it started to look like. But let's hope that Nongshim can bounce back. They obviously were able to take down Dplus in the first round, Robin, right? That was a very different look for Nongshim back then. As we're going to see the Varus and Vi being banned away. Beef Vendetta pretty happy about it. As the Cassiopeia likely to be a choice here for Dplus if they are going to follow down that sort of second pick ban list route.
Yeah, it looks like the coaching staff has told them no more ShowMaker bans.
Yeah, I think that seems like a good idea to me.
Now, maybe ShowMaker will ban 5 of Scout's champions at all. No Nocturne.
Nope.
No
and
Orianna
does
either.
Scout want to play Cassio? Because they could ban it here and look for something else.
Yeah, I think it's also possible that if they don't, that it will be banned by Dplus Kia. The Lucian is another pick that could go over to Diable here. It's one of his better picks. Diable right now has such a varied playstyle. He's good at basically every AD carry, but Lucian does feel like a pick you could play through as Nongshim to empower Diable and get him to a position to pop off.
Yep. Also fits his early aggression that he does like to go for, especially with Lehends in his lane, who doesn't need to be told twice to go in. As Lee Sin going to be the ban. So Cassiopeia, the big pick is let through.
Yeah. And so I think Dplus Kia are hoping to get their Lucian lane in return. Or it could be a Caitlyn lane, but there's no Bard.
I mean, picking Lucian into cast just doesn't feel like a great move. Scout is going to lock that one away. And obviously, ShowMaker can go for the Akali into it, which we have seen work into ShowMaker, especially. I believe it was Faker that really schooled him on that pick.
Yeah. Let's see what they decide to do here. There's a plethora of different bottom lane options, but Lucian is the one that stands out.
Yeah.
And so I guess that's what they're going to do. Because if you end up giving Cassiopeia and a Lucian lane to Diable, that also sounds kind of rough. So
yeah.
It will take this one, and I think they will grab the Milio with it, but they could get a jungle pick here if they want to prioritize that right now with some of the bans that we do have. Like we have the Lee Sin gone, the Vi gone, and obviously the Jarvan is gone. So they could go for like Xin Zhao and then get the Milio on 3.
Yeah, that could be the theory. The Anivia is going to be what ShowMaker is considering into the Cassiopeia.
This can work pretty well.
An interesting choice, and locking that one away here and limiting your options is an interesting one. We have seen this many times before where you don't need to lock in your entire bottom lane. There's not a whole lot that wants to work alongside Milio.
It's just
unless they want to play like a Felios or something weird.
After what we saw in the last game and in the last draft, I thought they were just not going to be prioritizing ShowMaker's counter pick here, and we're just trying to get the best jungle possible. Instead, Pantheon's going to go over to Nongshim RedForce. So that was the other consideration with the Xin Zhao. Now you have to get Milio, and now you're going to lose a lot of jungle picks. Not only does Sponge get the Pantheon picked away from you, but you are going to lose other prio jungle picks in the second ban phase very likely.
Yeah, unless they want to protect the top
Sion,
lane.
I think probably,
yeah.
in retrospect, like that's a pretty safe move here.
I think it's interesting, though, because I imagine Siwoo is very happy to play a bunch of stuff into the Jayce. We've seen Siwoo not really be too worried about flexing his champion pool.
No.
And so I think banning away the Jayce counter picks might even feel like a waste. And so maybe they are just going to get rid of jungle options so that Lucid feels less comfortable. I think a Wukong would be very powerful in this draft.
And Xin, I think, are the ones that I would not want to deal with if I had the ability to ban them. But you are right in that Sion is kind of... It's this threat that you can feel like it's very difficult to deal with as Jayce, and it has been a great counter pick, but also maybe the Jayce just gets early leads and you don't care. And you can cut through it later on with your Cassiopeia plus probably scaling pick for Diable. I was going to say that we're heading towards maybe that Yunara lane, but now the Lulu is banned, so I don't know what Diablo's going to end up with here anymore. Maybe some type of Caitlyn lane, but there isn't any strong Enchanter pairing right now.
Unless they're going to play they could play Corki Nami as a response.
That's actually, it's one that we haven't seen in a little while, but probably the best bet here of what's left, unless they wanted to run Xayah Rakan, which we've only seen a few of our top teams be able to do very well.
Well, there is the Skarner option for Lucid. He has tried this one a few times in the past as well. Looks resigned to it by the looks of things, so they will lock that one away. And now waiting for Siwoo's pick. Obviously, we can see what he's playing it into, but this bottom lane will be locked in first. I do have a feeling it's just going to be like a Corki Nami.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
And Diable agrees. So at least the Corki going to be locked in, and there is the Nami. So sometimes never surprised.
All right, so what's this top pick here for Siwoo? There's no Cassante. Sion is up. It's a Lucian that doesn't necessarily need that extra front to back, especially when he has the Skarner here. I'd rather see something a little bit more aggressive, like a Yorick.
Olaf,
Yorick, both good with me.
Just Olaf him, Siwoo. You don't care about miasma. You just press Ragnarok and run. Do it. Don't be scared.
Yeah!
I come from the future, everyone. They are going to switch it back to the Sion, so never mind.
But I liked your thinking. He liked your thinking. He just wanted to give you a shout.
Yeah. Career's like, here's what you could have fun with, but instead you're going to be a potato in that top lane. And, I mean, this composition is very robust. It does have late game damage with the Anivia largely, but it is more about the slow approach of lock him down, take him out, and move on to the next target.
I feel like it will struggle to pull this Nongshim comp around the map because Nongshim have insanely mobile AD carry in this Corki, right? It's very safe. They have a Pantheon that's globally active on the map. There's not a whole lot of side lane threat between Anivia and Sion in this draft here. If they had picked Yorick, I would have been like, all right, well, there's a lot of ways to pull Nongshim RedForce around the map, force the Pantheon's ult, maybe get something else on the cross map. I do feel like if this game starts to get to a certain point and Dplus Kia don't have a lead, you know, it is like, I think they're the ones who are going to have to chase their tails a little bit, trying to get back into it, trying to get the macro to work for them. Skarner has a long engage range. He can push through walls and stuff like that. Anivia can cut people off and set up the Lucian, but there is a world where they just get outpaced if Nongshim can macro here. And that's always the question. Can they macro?
Yeah, and can they work together to make this one work? They have so much more damage than what Dplus are representing in this game. And I think if the nameplates are off, I'd be pretty happy with what Nongshim has. Let's see whether they can figure it out. All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, onto the Rift 4. Game number 2, Nongshim versus Dplus. It's what we've all been waiting for as they take down the Pizza Ward and set themselves up in this brush. As Kingen is just wanting to shoot Siwoo, and Siwoo just doesn't want to be shot, so he's going to walk away.
That was a weird little UI bug that we had there for a second. Not sure what that was. The early ward kills breaking everything or something.
Yeah, something like that. Sponge is going to be spotted walking into the enemy jungle here, so Dplus with full information. But if this is going to be vertical jungling, I imagine that Nongshim are going to be very happy about it because they do have the Pantheon.
Yes, and like, this is why you want to do this. Even if you're on Vision, it's going to be very powerful to start to be able to take these camps away, as we will see the cross here.
Oh my god, Diable took so much damage. It's almost like his barrier hurt him instead of protecting him.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. Did not really work out the way he wanted, but with the heal in exchange later, he will be just fine. Smash just trying to bide his time here to level 2. The level 2 advantage to Diable and Lehends for now. There's 2 minions going away. There it is.
We'll be able to pick that one up. Dplus obviously just going to be able to hang out underneath their turret before their level 2 did come available. And with Sponge now in the area, let's see whether a dive is possible. I imagine it's not.
I don't think so. Not unless Smash and Career leave their turret.
Yeah, this Lucian is doing some damage when he does manage to get a Light Slinger off.
Because they got the vision of the Pantheon vertical jungling, it's Lucid matching, by the way, in the enemy jungle right now. As Faker egging is maybe what ShowMaker is looking for here.
Yep.
Not actually fully committing to that. And now that Lucid's cross-mapped, like, King kind of forgot that this could be a thing. Oh, no.
Well, there's the knock-up. Lucid is not interested. He's got Gromp on the mind, so he's going to head over to that one.
I actually thought that was a really strong angle to just get a flash for free. I'm a little bit surprised he didn't.
I mean, it's Sion and Skarner. Maybe they just don't have the damage, is what they were thinking. In the early game, though, Sion does do a fair bit of work.
Yeah, I guess if Kingen like flashes and they have to keep chasing him, it's a waste of his time in the jungle. Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
There's one particular part of the screen that we won't be putting our eyes into there at the bottom.
But I'm looking at the right, and Lehends was 2-1 on Nami. So
yeah,
there you go. We're not going to look at the thing with the 8 in the column.
See,
no.
You were the one who said like don't look at the thing, but now you just kind of understand what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't see it. I don't even know what the thing is because I didn't look at it.
Nope.
Nobody saw it. It's fine.
I don't even know what you're talking about, Wolf. How can you talk about a thing you haven't seen? You haven't seen it.
No.
ShowMaker, he has seen the poison on the ground, and unfortunately it was under his feet, and so he is going to be dealing with that. Sponge looking to move in as well, as we see Smash and Career just dealing with this bottom lane. Lucid just having fun clearing camps, wanting to build his belt as soon as he can.
Yeah. Right now the game is quite quiet, right? We had jungle camps traded. Lucid gets a slight edge there. ShowMaker not going to lose this egg, I don't think.
He's down to about, 100 health so far. He does avoid that Noxious Blast, so that's handy. Lawnmower now moving towards the bottom lane. I don't know whether he's going to do much else than grab his Krug camp and continue finding camps respawning.
Yeah, he's just farming up a storm, getting closer and closer to a gank opportunity, potentially, here on the bottom side, as he's going to smite and walk over. Very fast clear of these Krugs.
Yeah, the Skarner is actually, like, for a tank jungler, really does get through camps quickly.
Especially Krugs is now, it's that angle I was talking about. Does have his charge available.
Yeah, picks up a rock. Let's see whether he can collect Diable as Lehends actually just kind of flashes on the spot, but does avoid the Skarner. But now a Nami without a flash, that is called a target, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. And at least Lehends was able to avoid getting pushed in there. They didn't get any value out of the gank. Some time was spent for Lucid, but it was a very low commitment, high value gank to come through. And for Sponge, he's just trying to catch up in terms of getting his level 6 online. His level 6 is going to be arguably a lot more valuable, depending on the situation, but the ability to join and turn what looks like a gank into a great counter gank very well is good. Scout's having a much better time on this Cassiopeia this time around. The observers are really showcasing that, hey, he had a rough one in game 1, but with a matchup he likes more, he is certainly pulling ahead.
Yeah, I would say that the Anivia counterpick is not really working out here for ShowMaker so far. Obviously, you can kind of just eliminate waves as you do get your ultimate online, but for these first few levels, it is not feeling great. And Scout now has level 6, and so ShowMaker is just going to have to go back home. Does do that now as Diable has the heal from Lehends, but that is a lot of buttons now on cooldown, and DK, you used none of theirs.
Yeah, that was a very aggressive push forward there from Smash to avoid the bubble, which worked out very well for him. He has barrier advantage, and they're just going to have to back, as they eventually will. They decide not to stay, or to stay for this next wave. Jungle fight here. They're both so close to level 6.
Yeah, it's sort of a battle for who can have access to the scuttle, but that's on the top side, as Korea just fire kicks Sponge away.
But they're both fighting away from this bottom side where Diable's back got stopped again. He really wants to get home as fast as possible and get some real combat items here.
Oh, good sidestep there from ShowMaker. Even avoids the Noxious Blast as well. Scout now with an ultimate on cooldown, but does get this wave shoved in, so isn't too worried about it.
Kingen is having a pretty good laning phase here as a wave advantage over his opposition here in Shu.
Yep.
Had to ult back to the lane. So he's generating the lead that Jayce is supposed to do in the early parts of this matchup before it gets a little bit tougher or junglers start to show up. So that's good. Like, no Shimmer gaming.
Yeah.
We're actually gaming.
It's fine.
I think like the tone of our cast might is like we're like, oh, is something bad gonna happen? No, it's a 20 CS lead for Scout, and it's a very fresh page. Like I said, we're ready for game 2, ready for a clean slate.
Yeah,
we got it,
and it's so far still clean. So like in fact, nothing has happened. No objectives have been taken. It is just clearing camps,
Scout
taking out waves.
30 CS advantage potentially actually incoming as he just continues
this is
to
kind of ridiculous.
Bop ShowMaker.
All right, not a whole lot of fun is being had
However,
by the
Skarner.
Okay, let's see whether Lucid can find an angle towards the snake. No petrifying gaze to worry about at the moment. As he is driving in, Great Wall gets the flash. And Lucid does have level 6, but decides not to press the Impale button. That is a decent amount of spear value there from Sponge. And ShowMaker now, with the Glacial Storm, is able to keep this minion wave at bay. So a lot of stuff being thrown onto the ground. Kind of looks like Vampire Survivors with a bunch of these buttons.
Yeah, Scout didn't have his ultimate there, so I don't think there was really any way for that counter gank to be successful, but at least was able to dissuade them further.
All right, Smash able to get out of the way of that bubble as Diable is just dead in the 2v2, the culling in celebration, as Lehends still doesn't have his flash, and that means a double kill for Smash. The man that just picked up a Penta is even able to get a flash out of Sponge, who gets out of there over that wall, and Lucid dealing with this dragon. Now Kingen looking for a solo of his own. But Siwoo is just going to wait until Kingen bops him away and is very happy.
And Siwoo's ultimate's coming back online as well here. Don't think there's any way to push that further. He's just going to go home and try to hold on to that tempo advantage.
Man, they were doing so well, and now it's just
Caster Curse, again, as he just sidesteps the bubble. And by the way, there's a big difference between, and he's calling out he has no flash, and he doesn't from the earlier play, and so he dies. Got him. But the thing about pushing in as Corki Nami there is you're level 6, Smash level 6, but one of these level 6s is different than the others. You know, like the culling actually does a lot of damage at level 6 for Diable's little poke missiles.
And Lehends didn't have his level 6, he just got it now, so no tidal wave.
It's just, it wasn't the timing. I think they were really hoping his bubble was going to land, but Smash dodges again. And Lehends is about to have his flash up, but didn't have it there.
Well, Serpent's Fang first here for Kingen. That's a crazy maneuver.
Yeah, that's kind of strange.
Yeah.
A lot of shields, I guess.
Seen a lot of Ghostblade, a lot of Black Cleaver, but oftentimes it's a third item.
That's gold efficiency.
Yeah, definitely wanting to get rid of the Sion shields, absolutely. Is Stun is going to connect onto Scout, and Lucid, he's got his Protoplasm belt and is just very happy to wander around and not take damage.
I do want to just remind you and everybody that it's technically a harness.
Oh, right, sorry. It's the Protoplasm harness.
Yeah, it's technically a harness, which...
And a harness and a belt. A harness is just like more than a belt, isn't it? It's like got a belt involved.
I think it's a stronger suspension system.
All right, well, that's a petrifying gaze that's not all that scary. Lucid doesn't even need to press his ult, and that is a dead snake.
Oh, we're heading back to potato territory!
Are you looking forward to game number 3, Wolf?
I was looking forward to game 3 in very imaginary world where I believed that we were heading to one, but I don't know, things were looking good. And the second I said, like, hey, Nongshima Gaming, the gaming ceased. Like, it was like just, not even 2 minutes after that, the gaming just completely ceased. And now it's just only Dplus gaming. Like, the Scout had a 30 CS advantage, and then ShowMaker is now just 10 CS behind his 350 gold lead. Got ganked, got killed. There's no response from Sponge. Sponge is getting some of these grubs.
Yeah, he does. I don't think he's going to be able to get this last one, although never mind. Diable is now in a little bit of trouble, though. Does avoid something, I guess, but not really. He's just dead. He avoided the piercing light, is what I meant. And then, unfortunately, just did not have any help.
He had Flash, he had Valkyrie.
And Barrier. You may as well press Barrier.
Yeah, he decided not to press those. Almost like he's protesting.
Well, he needed to be pro-pressing.
Yeah, I think that's probably the better way.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a pro-pressing expert, but...
You're not a pro-presser?
Nah, sometimes I like to rest my fingers.
I mean, you've been gaming for quite a few years. I imagine you've pressed some buttons in your time.
I have. You know, I in fact, did today. Yeah. As much as I'm allowed to, as a father of a
I know that feeling.
11-month-old.
But I like to think that I'm also a pro-presser, but not Diable, not in that moment. Wasn't able to get the barrier down. And Scout is now, like, this matchup is just completely flipped on its head.
Yeah, it's depressing.
Well, at least it's not a perfect game because they took 3 grubs, right?
Yeah.
All right, Bubble going to connect. No, it's not. On to Lucid. And he does get blast coned away, but then decides just to take Lehends with him. Tidal Wave comes down. The flash out from Lucid. There's a Petrifying Gaze, not finding a stun yet again as ShowMaker turns his back to the Snake.
Bunch of cowards, Dplus away. Putting up walls and using the Skarner mobility.
Oh dear. Oh, he skirts it and slams him into the wall, and then he just gets hit by absolutely everything. Now Smash looking to get involved as he flashes after Sponge. Sponge thinking he's safe, pretending to be a wolf, but Smash knows that he's just a sponge.
Yeah, as a fellow wolf, you weren't fooling anybody.
One of a couple here in LoL eSports.
Okay, well, it's Lehends' 10th anniversary of his debut, and he is not bubbling. He did not have a great Bard game. You know, he misses this bubble, but then on the second time of asking, which we'll see in just a moment here, Tidal Wave goes through, but Lucid's like, you know what? I'm ready to go back. I'm ready to turn this around, as they eventually do that after they are cowards and run away and use the wall and all that. And then Lucid's like, yeah. And then Lehends.
Oh, this little skirt of the bubble.
Look, we've seen him drive Herald. And playing Skarner is basically the same thing.
And he's a young man, you know. I imagine he may not even have his license yet, but he's looking like he could certainly get it. As now Scout's dead again. Stun not going to land. And so never mind, a total lie.
He probably feels dead inside right now, but on the rooftop.
Oh no! You didn't need to save it, Wolf. Like, it was fine. I was wrong, and we could just celebrate the fact that he's still alive.
Now I'm just as bad as production putting up the graphic.
Oh no! We can have another graphic. Oh, well, I mean, this graphic's bad enough. It's largely Smash with the big lead, though.
Kingen's got a thing. He's got a thing which is 557 gold the advantage over Sion in the early game with Serpent's Fang, but that's good. That's not a negative.
It's true.
As let's see if Diable dies here.
Well, Tidal Wave is just going to be avoided, and a whole bunch of buttons are just thrown away.
No.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Lehends taking a lot of damage from the culling. Diable soaks the rest of it. I don't know whether he really wanted to, as the bubble is going to connect, but there's control vision in this brush, so no one's really hitting too much. And Korea throwing fire kicks around. Can he throw a kick around? I guess he can.
Yeah, I think he do throw kicks.
Yeah, Korea was definitely throwing a kick in that moment. As now they're looking for this turret, and that will take a lot of damage there as the Crystalline Overgrowth does go down. Everyone just looking a bit worse for wear as they do avoid that last boulder. And another fire kick comes on through, another boulder comes down, and Diable is just getting poked out by a Skarner Milio as the wall not quite able to interrupt the back there, so Scout is able to get himself back in.
That should be the first turret going over to Dplus here, as Kingen's not going to be able to get this one.
No, definitely not. That mini wave just kind of explodes, and that is going to be that first turret that you were talking about. 3.6k is big at sub 16 minutes in this game.
It's very reminiscent of what we saw in the previous game in terms of the gold. This time, it's not ShowMaker with a 2,000 gold lead. It's Smash, who has it with 4 kills, and the turret under his belt.
Oh, God.
Not
look
harness.
Those 2 items.
Yeah, he's flickering.
He's got a turret under his harness. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, good.
And it's not proto...
Plasmic?
Yeah, no
protoplasmic turret hunt?
No, it's just made out of, like, rocks.
Oh, there's an impale.
Yeah,
Lehends is just going to get pulled away and thrown around. What is he supposed to do? He does land a bubble. That is going to help out, but ShowMaker is just going to come on over and say goodbye. And the Drake will be secured by Nongshim. That's going to deny the perfect game no matter what school of thought you have. Yeah. As we do get a Chemtech Soul, and I don't blame Orcs for, you know, not paying attention.
No, it's fine. It's totally okay. All right. Well, Lehends is, I think, going to be telling everyone, like, look, I have tenure. Yeah. I spent my 10 years, and it's not a great day, but you guys will still celebrate me because I am a legend. And he is also a Lehend.
He is a Lehend, indeed. All right. Yeah, I don't think she was that scared. But Kingen is going to teleport in, and the train is going to have to get this turret one more time. Kingen comes on over. Sponge is going to turn up to make sure that they can get a kill in this game, as Korea almost dies to Shelly. as she is still angry. They do manage to lock down the Rift Herald. Lucid gets the eye and then is stunned. Diable is now going to come on over and help them take this kill, and that's very nicely done as ShowMaker lurking once again as Diable has to stand in the Glacial Storm for a little while, and that is a couple of kills over to Nongshim, keeping things interesting.
Yeah. All right. Thinning out that gold lead a little bit.
Yeah.
Holding on to that gold lead for Kingen. Actually didn't end up getting involved in that at all, but...
I'm a bit confused, Wolf, because I was pretty sure... Okay, never mind. ShowMaker is going to be turned into an egg, and then the egg is going to be dropped from a high place. And he is going to go down. Kingen locks up that one. And that is 3 kills now for Nongshim. And they grab the turret. The gold lead has more than halved.
Yeah, so in this play here, Siwoo is very deep. He is very far forward. He is eating turret shots. He sees a Kingen on the left side. He said, I'm going the other way. Smash, please help me out. You're super far ahead, right? But then the Pantheon shows up. And he's actually trying to charge a Q here so they could get more, and it does not work out. Career incredibly low. They get the Herald, but then fast forward, Skarner is left alone as Career just needed to bail out there. Smash tries. He really, really does, but not able to do anything. And then ShowMaker jump scares himself.
Yeah, that was a lot of vision already just set up by Nongshim, and they utilize it very, very nicely.
That's a big shutdown.
Yeah.
So Kingen's lead has increased.
It has.
And the gold lead here is kind of halved for Dplus after that one.
And Diable does make it to his 2-item spike. It doesn't feel quite as good when you're 2,000 gold behind, but it is still there.
Once he transforms, it'll be like, really there? But yeah, he's essentially there. And, you know, ShowMaker's no longer ahead, really. The problem is there's still a 2,000 gold advantage for the Lucian, and Smash is really good at Lucian.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, there are definitely some pitfalls to get through.
But, like, the game feels like it's at a state now where if Nongshim just win even one single team fight, which doesn't seem impossible, they're back in the game.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping maybe we still get that game 3, you know, maybe.
Well, right now they're fighting over a Brambleback that is going to be taken here by a Sponge, but it's an Impale. Sponge does avoid the CC though, good bubble onto the Skarner, but the Mega Cone is going to get everyone to safety.
TP as well.
Yeah, ShowMaker is going to throw the stun in, does lock down Scout as he arrives, and Siwoo is now just alone in this bottom lane.
Okay, Scout wants to try to make some of this. He is a level up right now.
Yep, ShowMaker does get poisoned over the wall.
There's a lot of Dplus members coming to try to catch Scout here, though. I think Scout may have taken one step too far across the line.
Well, he's going to flash to get the stun onto ShowMaker. He gets the stun back himself as a flash out, and the Milio there to help him. And Lucid can now hold this snake in position for as long as he would like. ShowMaker is now poisoned, though, and he is burning down, presses a whole bunch of buttons, and then goes back home.
Gets his Catalyst health back and survives. His rod is completed, but it's the, you know, the same.
Yeah, same passive.
And so gets his heals, gets his life back, was very close to death. Scout realized they were collapsing on him as... I don't think so.
Yeah, she was just like wandering after Diable and actually making it look kind of playable.
But they're losing this bottom turret.
Yeah, and now Diable is going to be hit by a train. Not hit by a Q, though, as he flashes out of the way. That is an Impale onto Lehends, who is in the Glacial Storm, and ShowMaker grabs his 4th of the game.
And they're getting the whole turret with Smash pushing this inner in the top lane.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jayce got an outer, Smash gets an inner, and they get the kill onto the Nami. Again.
Well, what if Kingen also gets an inner?
That would be fun, but he won't. But that would be an even trade.
Yeah.
Instead, he gets about 50% less. Yeah. No, it's something. Scout realizes, okay, they're TPing on me. And then he flashes on the ShowMaker, which is a great call because he knows he's dead, so he's at least trying to take this Anivia with him. But ShowMaker flashes away, gets the campfire.
Yeah, flashing through Korea was a very smart idea.
Gets the shield, and then even with the burn damage, he's just able to spam abilities to get the health back. Diable here just avoids getting hit by this. Well, Siwoo misses it, frankly, but...
Oh, bit of a drive-by there. Lucid says thanks for the leash. And he's able to take this Chemtech Dragon. That is a nice stun, though, onto ShowMaker, who doesn't have his egg back again. And Lucid, just standing in the back of this pit, does have to flash as Siwoo is going to show up. Smash is still there. He's able to do a lot of damage, but he's kind of the only damage dealer left on Dplus. And I think they're going to need to get out of here, as Nongshim do have a lot of power. Everyone trying to get out of the way of this Pantheon as Lucid separates Sponge from the rest of the pack, and they get the ultimate from the Milio. And now Kingen just gets impaled. Lucid now trying to drive away from this one. If he throws another rock at the Jayce, he could have possibly gotten the kill. But now Lucid not quite out of the woods just yet. As Scout comes on over, he's poisoned, bubbled, and destroyed. Does get himself a big old shield. Almost, Korea! Almost got the campfire in time, but it is not quite enough.
Would have been 2 crazy saves back-to-back for Career with the campfire, but this time not successful.
Smash has Infinity Edge now.
Yeah, he does have Infinity Edge.
Maybe he is enough as far as carry.
So Lucid just comes in here and steals this. This is a bit of an early smite from Sponge, just barely. I think it was 67 there. And then ShowMaker is kind of caught at the front of this, so they end up giving that kill over. Then Smash is like, I'm huge, I'm ahead, let's try to force this fight here. And they will eventually wear through Sponge's health bar, but she was left on his lonesome, has to flash out. It's a very awkward fight here, as Dplus wanted more than just a steal, but they commit so heavily. Then they're like, wait, Sponge is half health though, so we can actually burst him down. They're successful. And then the Impale is used. Kingen also not having fun. We want to watch this whole thing. Okay, so yeah. Lucid.
And then Lucid just goes for a dance, gets bubbled and poisoned and murdered.
And then almost saved, but not.
No. So nicely done. Lehends is able to lock down that kill. And he's got his Imperial Mandate as well as his Helia. He's feeling pretty good on the Nami for now. And I think we're now approaching the conversation about lack of damage for Dplus.
Yeah.
Because they are not that far ahead anymore. As I say that, I mean, Smash almost kills 2 people.
One part is pretty ahead. This one particular player does have 3.5 items.
3.4 thousand gold in the lead.
Yeah, I'll push back a little bit about the damage.
You know what? Understandable.
but only in like these short bursts. So if we can extend the fight longer, Scout gets his rod finished very soon here. You have to imagine he'll be actually ahead of ShowMaker in experience. Then, and it just happened, by the way. Then maybe, and there's a world, he's going to take a while to kill Siwoo, but he's going to start working on it.
Yeah. He's getting poisons over and over again. Siwoo is doing his very best to do the walk out of the way thing, and does eventually have to press his ultimate. And Scout, I mean, that's the value of the Swifties. So he's wearing on his head, I'm pretty sure.
So that's a win because they got Siwoo's ultimate out. He still has teleport, so he can join a fight, but this Cassiopeia becoming a threat. And I think, again, all it takes is one fight. One error from Dplus. It's Chemtech Soul, so the Dragon lead they have feels it feels like nothing at this point, especially because they have an Ocean and Chemtech Soul in there too. They have, sure, the Milio likes the healing and the shielding, so with a second one and then the Soul, it would feel really good, especially for the Skarner and Sion frontline.
Yeah, the Sion is going to feel fantastic with the Chemtech Soul if they are able to get there.
If Nongshim get there with this Cassiopeia, it's pretty crazy for them as well, but I think more than the Dragons, we need to see if Nongshim can just stabilize here and win a team fight, or just otherwise avoid them and get to a later state in this game where a third item comes through for Cassiopeia, a third item comes through for Diable, and they're gaming again. I said they were gaming earlier, that stopped for a little bit, but we're kind of back towards picking up the controller.
You can have an intermission in your gaming. That's absolutely fine. ShowMaker puts down the Storm, is just looking to clear out waves. Hasn't quite built item number 3 just yet. It is on the way, as is Scout. As there's a nice knock-up from Siwoo. Let's see whether he can find an angle.
Scout's like, we just played this game. Are you sure?
Well, I mean, Siwoo he's just trying to feel something, I think.
They also don't know where Lucid is, so they have to be very careful. Scout does, as you can see here. He's like, yeah, I don't want to continue to hit that sound because it'll take 5 years, and I'm playing against a Skarner who can rotate quickly.
Yep, Glacial Storm now fully leveled up here for ShowMaker, though. Level 16 on the Anivia. Feels very good about that. But this game has certainly hit a bit of a standstill, and I think that does benefit Nongshim.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with you, and that's also going to benefit Dplus.
Oh, God. There's another culling thrown out here, as Kingen with a Shock Blast is able to at least offer a bit of damage back with the Milio. Smash looks like he just does not care at all. There's a great wall onto Lehends, who just cannot move! He does get fire kicked over the wall, but the Malignance takes him out. And yeah, Siwoo actually won the war of attrition with the Snake in the bottom lane, and Dplus just moved the needle 1,000 gold in their direction, and they're looking for an inner turret as well.
I just don't think there's any play you can make here without Lehends now. ShowMaker's just going to start soloing this Dragon as we'll see the rotation over. Oh, it's so unfortunate there for Nongshim, but I mean, that's the price of playing into Anivia. Sometimes you just get stuck in an awkward spot in the wall and you're just immobile. They had the follow-up damage there. ShowMaker burning through him with Deathfire as well as the Malignance. He just eventually popped. And now he's got Rocket Belt. He's Rocket Belt Anivia, dash forward to get the sick wall.
Oh yeah. And Nongshim are going to go for the Desperation Baron. Or maybe
it's kind of close.
The Genius Baron, as they do see
they have
Jayce
a lot of
teleporting.
Scout's doing work.
Yep, Siwoo is going to see what he can get done here as he finds 3 with the ulti, but the Baron does go over to Nongshim. The question is, can they survive? It's the answer for Sponge and Kingen is absolutely not. As Smash wants another Penta, he flashes over. It's going to be denied by the mid and jungle, but Scout is the last Baron alive, and he's not alive for very long as it's a double for ShowMaker, and they may have just traded Baron for the base.
Hoya
going golf clapping, yeah, the big golf clap there. Very nicely done, boys.
That's just it. That's just the game, just like that, isn't it? 25 seconds on Corki. Career, come on. Career's like about to pack up his keyboard. I'm like, whoa, and you got an Nexus to hit.
I just can't get the Hoya golf clap out of my head. It was just so beautifully timed.
I can hear it so well in my headset.
Oh, man. All right. Well, ShowMaker, he can just wall them in. But Sponge has a flash. He's just going to flash. Looking to press some buttons here as the Nexus is exposed. And Dplus Kia will get their revenge over Nongshim in our final regular season best of 3. A swift 2-0 as they move to road to MSI.
Very dominant win here for the side of Dplus Kia. And unfortunately for Lehends on his 10-year debut anniversary,